Hi everyone, this is Anil. In this video, we'll talk about a table called sysflow context, how to open that in list view. And if you run into any transaction cancellation errors when you're opening the flow context table, then how to work around that. So if you see here, if you go to process automation, flow designer, then you have these modules which will take you to the flow context. Right? So now there is a uh, module called today's executions. So if you click on that, it will take you to the flow engine context running today, right? But the moment you apply, let's say, show matching on name, then you are running a query against like a combination of columns which are not indexed together, which means even though the first piece runs successfully, but the combination will take time, and sometimes it may result in transaction cancellation. And at the same time, if you don't want to have uh, the data for just for today, but if you want to look at historic data and if you remove this filter, then this load will take a lot of time. Again, so because this is personal dev, it's much faster, but if it's a live instance, whether it's a non-fraud or fraud, and if you have a lot of flows executing in the platform, then this table can have like millions of records, in which case the load time will be much higher, right? So to work around that, when you load this table, we need to apply the right filter so that you always can get the data back. Now, to understand what filters you have to apply, we should first look at the table definition and see what indexes are configured on this. So if you see here, these are all the indexes. Now, when it comes to date combination, like you have index on created date and updated date. Now, when it comes to updated date, we have name, state, and updated on this combination. And when it comes to created date, we have created on, calling source, skip, schedule, cleanup, and state. So these four fields are part of the index, which is nothing but a composite index. So which means when you try to run this filter on this table, we need to ensure that we have those columns in the filter so that when you load the filter, you'll always get the data back. So for example, so let's say if we want to retrieve data using this index, then we need to use these three columns in the query. So updated on name and state. So your query would look like this. So updated on this month, name contains this, and then state is complete. So when you run this, you should get the data back, pretty quickly. And similarly, if you want to try with just the created date, because there is one index on that, sys created on, right? With this combination like sys created on, calling source, skip, schedule, cleanup, and state. So let's try that. So we'll say sys created on is this month, state, calling source is not empty, and finally skip schedule cleanup. Let's see, and skip is true, right? So if you run with this, then again the results should be pretty quick. We'll say is not empty again and run it. Yeah, so you can see that, yeah, the results are pretty quick, right? So again, the summary is it is if you're running this list on the sysflow context, then and if you run into transaction cancellation errors, then these are the methods you can apply to ensure that you will get some data back from this table. Thank you for watching. This is Anil.